Good morning, everyone. My name is Emily, and I am the selling supervisor here in Regina. I am excited to be here today to talk to you about two of my favorite things, my family and travel. Now, while we understand that people are not traveling right now, we do know that people are planning, dreaming, and getting ready to travel once again, and we are here to help with all of that. These presentations are meant to inspire, educate, and help you with your bucket list. On today's show, my friend Lamia from the Calgary office and I will be sharing some of our experiences traveling with our families and some tips and tricks to make your family vacation memorable. How are you, Lamia?
I'm great, Emily. I'm Lamia, the branch manager from our Calgary store. Not only have I traveled as a family, but travel is one of my specialties, and I was very excited to be part of this presentation. I've built lifelong memories traveling with my family, which is why I really want to share my top tips with our viewers. I wanted to remind our viewers today that you can enter any questions you may have in the Q&A chat box. We will try to answer them live.
As a special addition to this presentation, we have some cute videos of our sell-off vacation kids who shared their favorite memories during their vacations. It's fun to hear from a kid's perspective, so make sure you stay tuned in as we will be showing that collaboration towards the end of the presentation. I'm curious, Lamia, what is your favorite or most memorable hotel to vacation at with your family?
Oh, Emily, that is such a hard choice. I love them all, but I will have to say I love the Rio Palace Peninsula. I've been there 3 times, and every time is better than the last. What brings me back to this hotel is the wonderful staff I've kept in touch with and now become our friends who have come visit us with our family here in Calgary. What a wonderful memory. The excellent food choices at the property, the Rio art program that is good for all ages, including adults, the excellent views right from your balcony, and the short walk to the ferry terminal if you want to go on a day trip to Isla Mujeres, and many more.
That sounds like an amazing family spot. It may be where I take my family for our next vacation. You know, Rio is definitely a chain you can't go wrong with. Now, I'm curious, what do you take into consideration when planning your family vacation? How do you choose a resort? There's so many different places that you can go.
Well, that's a great question, as I do go away with my family every spring, and I've been doing this since they were newborns. My kids are now 11 and 16, both boys. We try to go to a different destination and different hotel every year. Some of the top things we consider when planning our family trip are making sure that they are age specific for our kids, such as activities, flight times are very important, food options, and the proximity to the airports. Another great feature of all the hotels that we've been to is what they have to offer for excursions. They all have a variety of excursions to choose from. Our most memorable one was Shellhaw in the Mayan Riviera, where the kids had the opportunity to swim with the dolphins.
That's awesome. I got to watch my kids swim with the dolphins when we were in Cuba. So you've taken your kids away every year since they were little. This is going to be a tough question for you. What's your most memorable vacation memory?
Well, this is a funny one, Emily, but my kids participated in the Rio Olympic game at the Rio Palace, Mexico in the Mayan. Both kids were featured on the Rio's website as the winners of the game.
No way. Being being featured on a resort website is just awesome. You must have been so proud of them.
Yes, we sure were.
No wonder it's one of your top memories. So you and I, and I'm sure all the other agents out there, have our own top travel tips, but I'm wondering what yours would be when traveling with your family.
I have so many from all the years I've traveled with my family. Some of these have changed for me over the years with my kids getting older, but I'm going to include some that were important when they were younger and some now that they're older too. I'm sure we have many families viewing today with different aged children's. I highly recommend, first of all, not to forget your bug spray and sunscreen, as it could be very expensive to purchase this in destination in US dollars. Don't forget to bring a waterproof case for your cell phones, especially if you're using your phones for cameras for pictures, because who takes cameras nowadays? I highly recommend to bring beach and pool toys from the dollar store for the little ones, and then just leave them behind for others to enjoy. There's no need to bring them back. I recommend to have all your kids download their favorite Netflix, their music, their YouTube games prior to leaving Canada. But my favorite, Emily, was a lifesaver for us, was to bring walkie-talkies so I'm aware, so I know what my boys are up to all the time. Now that the kids are older, different things have become important, such as Wi-Fi, 24-hour all-inclusive, especially when you're traveling with teenage boys. Lastly, don't forget to pre-book your elite seats with Sunwing to enjoy more legroom, more luggage, and best of all, no waiting at the airport in check-in. This is very important when leaving destination, when the lineups are usually out the door.
I absolutely agree. Those are some awesome tips. Don't forget also those swim shirts to protect sensitive skin from the sun or from going up and down water slides all day long. I can speak from experience that they're about $70 US at the gift shops. Also, Wi-Fi, yes, a huge deal for our teens. But my favorite of those tips, Lamia, is the idea of the walkie-talkies. That's not something I would have thought of, and it's definitely something we'll be implementing on our next family vacation. We take our kids away every other year. There are such marked differences between an adults only vacation and a vacation with the family. The dynamics change, but both of them have such awesome upsides.
Before we get Emily to give us all her travel tips and favorites, let's check in with Pam to see if we have any questions from our viewers. Hi, Pam.
Good morning, Lamia and Emily. Great to be here with you. And we also have Jennifer helping us in the Q&A from our Churro branch. So keep those questions coming. There's some really good ones here for you. I'm going to ask Emily the first one. I've got someone here looking to travel to Punta Cana with a family of 5, and they're wondering if you can recommend a resort.
For sure. Traveling with 5 can be a bit more difficult. And I constantly joke with my kids that I only take the best behaved 2. And they know I'm kidding. We do always take all 3 of them. But some of the properties that I know can accommodate a family of 5 would be the Royaltons, the Rius, Palace Resorts, and Palladiums. And either of them, you can have options of guaranteed connecting rooms or bigger suites that give you an opportunity to have 5 comfortably in a hotel room.
Oh, that's great. And Lamia, we've got a question here for you. They're asking if you can recommend a resort for babies as they have a 9-month-old.
Sure. I honestly recommend, so for a hassle-free, actually, so that you don't need to worry about taking anything. These properties, such as the Paradisius properties throughout the Caribbean, the Palladium resorts, the Carissima resorts, they have stuff. They have stuff for your babies, such as baby bathrobes, baby monitors, bottle sanitizers, bottle warmers, changing tables, cribs, diaper genies, pack and plays, strollers. So they have it all. So you don't need to worry about taking everything with you and, lugging it all from Canada back and forth. So I recommend one of these properties.
Oh, those are great answers, Lamia. I've got another one here for you, Emily. This person has a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old, and they're wondering if there are any resorts that have water parks for both ages.
Absolutely. There's some awesome options for water parks depending on where you want to go. There's things like the Royalton Splash in Punta Cana. There's the Sandos Caracol Eco Resort in Mexico, where it's almost like all of your excursions are built right in. You don't even need to leave the resort, which I think is really important when you're traveling with kids. I've found that on the holidays that I take my children, we tend to spend more time on resorts. So it's even more important to find something that caters to everyone. One other suggestion would be something like the Hotel Eschkere with access to surrounding parks.
Oh, for sure. Those are great, aren't they? And Lamia, someone else is asking, do kids need to be tested for COVID?
Entering a destination is going to vary per destination, but for sure, entering back into Canada, any kid age 5 and up will be required to have a negative PCR test 72 hours within arrival to Canada. But feel free to contact me at Calgary at selloffvacations.com, and I could check which destination you're looking for.
Okay, excellent. We've also got someone, and I'm not sure if you guys will know the answer because it's a brand new property. If not, I know you'd be happy to look it up. Someone's asking if we have any feedback on the brand new Dreams Natura Resort and Spa. Do either of you know, have you had any clients go yet?
I haven't had any direct feedback yet.
No, not yet. But Jeff, I would really recommend you email the agents and they'll be happy to do some research for you and get some feedback. So don't hesitate to do that. And Doug is asking us, I'm going to ask this one to you, Emily. Again, another one that might be hard to answer. What vaccinations are recommended for travel to the Caribbean? I don't think we're really authorized to give you that answer. And it's ever changing, isn't it, Emily?
Yep, absolutely. I would agree. The best person to talk to about things like that would be your physician. If there are any vaccines that are required for entry, at that point, we would let you know when we were speaking, and we can certainly provide that information for you as well.
Sure. And might I recommend traveling right now, I would book with the travel agent rather than booking myself online, because what they'll do is keep you updated on the ever-changing world of vaccinations and entry requirements. So that's the best we can do to help you there, Doug. But keep those questions coming and I'll send it back to you ladies.
Thanks, Pam. I'm curious, Emily, what was your favorite family vacation or favorite memory?
Well, by leaps and bounds, my favorite vacation was to the Rio Vallarta in April of 2019 in Puerto Vallarta. We celebrated some pretty big anniversary milestones. For me, the hotel was great, but it really was the company that made our week. My parents were celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary. My husband and I celebrated 15 years together, and my brother and sister-in-law were celebrating their 10th anniversary. Our group was a little bit crazy. It consisted of 13 people, which were 6 adults and outnumbered by the kids, 7 children ranging in age from 12 years to 9-month-old twins. It was crazy, it was fun, it was loud, and it was absolutely the best experience that I had. And I really think we'll be seeing a lot more family groups traveling together to make up for all of the missed celebrations in the last year. What do you think, Lamia?
I absolutely agree. Most people are wanting to travel within their bubble.
Yep. One of the things that we did to commemorate our anniversaries and our vacation was to have professional family photos taken on the beach. We were able to have images of each family, our big group together, as well as individual photos of all of the kids. We set everything up with a local photographer at the resort, and she was fabulous. We had a great time, and the best part was that we have these amazing keepsakes that remind us of our vacation and of the week we spent together. The rate was very comparable to that of a family shoot here in Canada, and each of our 3 families left with an 8.5 by 11 print, as well as all of the digital copies for us to print at home as we saw fit.
Do you, Emily, have any top family travel tips to share with our viewers that you suggest when making your vacation extra special?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first tip I would like to pass on when you're traveling with your family, be it big or small, pre-book your excursions. You can pay for these excursions ahead of time in Canadian funds. That way you save yourself the exchange to US dollars. And it helps to get an accurate idea of what your final vacation for your budget, or your final budget for your vacation will be. You can pre-book your excursions, and then when you arrive in destination, you can then at that point choose what day you want to take them. That part of it does not have to be pre-planned. On a personal side, I've come up with a couple of tips from having little ones that struggle with anxiety. So one of the things that was really important for us is we just had to slow everything down. We didn't want to be rushed, and we wanted to have time for things to just happen. This is not the time to show up at the airport an hour prior to your departure. The very first time we traveled with our kids, I sat them down and I walked through exactly what they could expect, from checking in with our passports to boarding the plane and all the wait time in between. I found that taking the time to do that with them really set their minds at ease. Another thing I've learned is to pack lightly. There were a million cute dresses I thought my 3 girls would want to show off, but the reality of it is they lived in their bathing suits and cover-ups during the day, and then they wanted to wear a couple of different dresses in the evening. They sure didn't need to take the entire contents of their closets. Lastly, and most importantly in my mind, travel as a family. Grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, and those friends that become your family are a wonderful group to travel with. My kids are always talking about how much they love traveling with a group, and having an extra pair of adult hands helps build in a chance for adults to have downtime. I would especially recommend that for new parents taking little ones on vacation. Now, you and I could talk all day about how great it is traveling with our families, but we thought it would be fun to hear from some of our sell-off vacation kids. Check out these little cuties telling us what they love best about vacationing with their families.
Is the airplane ride and going to the beach. I also love going to the restaurants and trying each foods from different countries.
What I enjoy about traveling with my family is that I get to spend so much time with them. I also enjoy swimming in the ocean, especially snorkeling, except for that time I got stung by jellyfish.
What I like about going to different places is going through planes, and I love seeing the fluffy clouds. It's really cute, and I love when I go to the beach because I like getting splashed with the waves. They're really cool. And I also love going in the rain sometimes.
I love to go on vacation in Mexico, and I love to go swim with dolphins in the ocean, and best of all, I love to have some pina coladas in Mexico.
Clara and Darren, what was your favorite thing from our last family vacation to Mexico in April 2019? Clara?
I like swimming. I like swimming in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like swimming up to the swim up back.
Right.
And getting drinks. And I liked dancing in the dark at night with the music.
That was fun, wasn't it? And Darren, what was your favorite thing?
I liked the fire show.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I also like swimming in the pool a lot.
The pool's your favorite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You're a really good swimmer. And do you really like the slushy drinks too? Yeah, I know you do. Okay, well that's it for my kiddos. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, best part of vacations, I think it's just like the experience in general, and like seeing things you wouldn't see in your everyday life, or just like where you are, and seeing and experiencing all the different things with different cultures and different people.
My favorite part is spending time with our family and experiencing new places and trying food.
My favorite thing to do when we were in Mexico was boogie boarding. It was really fun.
I think I would want to go to Punta Cana.
Yeah, same.
We've seen pictures.
Yeah.
And
It was really pretty.
Yeah, but if we're not going to a beach, I want to go see the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
someplace out with the ocean.
Ocean is beautiful. It's just amazing. I like the palm trees.
Yeah, and like going with like the bigger groups, you make all of these memories.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just kind of amazing.
Oh, aren't they just the cutest?
Just adorable. I love seeing some of our SOV kids share their experiences with our viewers. We are so lucky to be able to provide these travel experiences for them. Let's check in again with Pam to see if we have any more questions. Pam, do we have any more questions from our viewers?
Absolutely, we do have a few. So Lamia, someone's asking if they can take a car seat.
Yes, you can take 2 complimentary items are allowed. Every airline is different, but for the most part, the charters that we use for down south, so Sunwing, Transat, Air Canada, WestJet, will allow you to take 2 complimentary items allowed, 5 kilos of carry-on and checked luggage, but your car seat does need to be certified.
Okay. Yep, that's great. And you would need a seat for the infant to use the car seat, I guess we should also mention. And Emily, I'm going to ask this question to you. Do any of the resorts allow you to have 3 kids in the room?
Absolutely, they do. Although it is fun to, if you have 3 kids, tell them you're only taking the best behaved 2. It works in my house, at least for a little while. The Rius I know allow 3. There are Royaltons, there are Hyatts that allow 3. I do my research, and if there's some that you'd like particular recommendations for, feel free to email me at regina@selloffvacations.com.
Okay, perfect. And we'll have that email address up on the screen if you need to do a screenshot for later as well. Okay, Lamia, do any of the hotels ever have kids-free options?
Yeah, there's different promotions throughout the year. Here's a really, really good one. The Moon Palace Resort, or any of the Palace Resorts, teens stay for free, and they usually have that promotion running pretty much all year long. And this hotel is great for babies, for teenagers, for adults. There's a teen club, and I believe they consider kids stay free up to the age of 17, where most other hotels are only up to the age of 12. Palladium also has different promos, and Rio's always have the kids free for certain hotels. So plenty. Again, if you want to contact me, we can talk about it further.
Okay, excellent. And Emily, we've got someone asking, do kids need insurance when they travel?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Anything can happen. Insurance is there to protect for the unexpected, and I think it's probably more likely for an unexpected for kids. You want to make sure that they're protected no matter where you go.
Yeah, and I think it's relatively inexpensive to cover them, isn't it? Yeah,
Absolutely.
a little less. And our final one, we have a comment here. I hope it gets passed on to all the kids. Someone is saying such cute kids. So thank you for that feedback, and we think so too. So that's all we've got for right now, ladies. I'll let you carry on.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the viewers who joined us today. If you have posted a question and it didn't get answered, Jennifer will remain on the chat function to answer any questions that have not been answered. You are more than welcome to call Sell Off Vacations today. The phone lines will be open till 9 p.m. Eastern. You can reach one of our agents at 1-877-735-5633. You can also contact Emily or myself directly. Our contact should be up on our screen now for you to take a screenshot. We'll be back next week for another presentation. I encourage you to visit our website and sign up for our weekly feedback newsletter. The newsletter will keep you up to date on the current promotions and will also have all the information on our upcoming presentation. Please join us next week, Wednesday, June 2nd, for our presentation on top 10 family resorts. We hope you will join us again. Have a great day. Bye.